Week 12 of the fantasy basketball season. Here's a few forwards I look to buy and trade for this week. The first forward, Kyle Kuzma of the Washington Wizards. So Kyle Kuzma, his numbers have been off the last few weeks here, and especially points per game from last year, down 8. On the year, 14.5 points a game, 5.2 boards, 2.3 assists, 1.1 threes, and 43% from the field. In the last couple weeks, 13.3 points a game, 5 boards, 2.8 assists, 1.1 steals at 3, and 44% from the field. So this Wizard team we know is one of the worst teams in the league. Kyle Kuzma is still one of their better players, but I just believe he's not putting 100% effort in, is Kyle Kuzma, that his numbers are way down this season from last year where he was putting up monster numbers. I know the trade rumblings have been swirling of late for Kyle Kuzma, and maybe he's not that motivated to be in Washington anymore, and he hopes he gets dealt, and that's where the numbers might go back up, even though he's one of the main players on this roster. January 10th at the Bulls, 5 points, 5 boards, 3 assists, a block, 16% from the field. January 12th versus the Thunder, 6 points, 2 boards, 3 assists, a steal, 16% from the field. And January 13th versus the Timberwolves, he had a bounce-back game, 22 points, 5 boards, 5 assists, 3 steals, 3 threes, 42% from the field. So like I said, his numbers are down across the board, is Kyle Kuzma. Maybe he's not giving 100% effort, but if he does get traded at the NBA trade deadline, I believe he's going to be rejuvenated to start going out there and putting up the numbers like he did last season. So right now, while he's at a lull, and I still believe even if he stays with Washington, the numbers will come up a little bit. He's a buy low player this week. The next buy low, Chris Middleton of the Milwaukee Bucks. So Chris Middleton, he got relegated to the bench. Chris Middleton over the last couple weeks here, and on the year, 12.5 points a game, 4.1 rebounds, 4.8 assists, 1.5 threes, and 46% from the field. But the last couple weeks since he's been coming off the bench, 9.8 points a game, 3.6 rebounds, 3.4 assists, and 50% from the field. So Middleton, his field goal percentage is still good. His points per game are down, and we also know he's not 100% coming off off-season surgery, and he actually missed the last game for this Milwaukee Buck team with the ankle injury. So Middleton, he's been in and out of the lineup this season, but I believe when he gets his legs under him 100%, and that could take to after the All-Star break, he could start putting up numbers, and I think he'll be a starter once again sooner than later. So the last few games, January 8th versus Spurs, 8 points, 5 boards, 3 assists, a 3, 28% from the field. January 10th at the Magic, 11 points, 3 boards, 4 assists, a steal, a 3, 50% from the field. And January 12th at the Knicks, 16 points, 5 assists, 2 steals, 2 threes, 77% from the field. So like I said, the field goal percentage has been there, but scoring the basketball in other categories, you just haven't been there for Middleton. But like I said, he's a good player. We saw last season when Lillard and Giannis were out in the playoffs, he was going off for big games trying to win that series versus the Pacers, but it didn't happen. But Middleton, like I said, once he's almost 100% healthy and back in the lineup full-time, I believe the numbers go up and he could pay big dividends for fantasy owners. And the final forward I look to buy and trade for is OG Anunoby of the New York Knicks. Anunoby, his numbers have definitely dropped off over the last 2 weeks here, where he was putting up big games, but he's in a shooting slump, and this Knicks team as a whole has been in a slump now, losing 4 out of 6 games on the season, 16 points a game, 4.7 rebounds, 1.9 assists, 1.4 steals, 2 threes, and 47% from the field. But the last couple weeks, I know the field goal's gone up, but all the numbers across the board have gone down. 14.4 points a game, 2.9 boards, 1.6 assists, a steal, 1.4 threes, and 48% from the field. So it's tough to be consistent when you got players like Jalen Brunson, Karl-Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges on the roster that are going to score the basketball a lot for this New York Knicks team, and even Josh Hart, who does a little bit of everything. January 10th versus the Thunder, 4 points, 3 boards, 2 assists, 25% from the field. January 12th versus the Bucks, 11 points, a board, 2 assists, a block, a 3, 41% from the field. And January 13th versus the Pistons, 10 points, 3 boards, and assists, a steal, 55% from the field. So right now, like I said, the numbers have been down across the board for OG. This Knicks team is in a little bit of a tailspin, losing 4 out of 6 games. But I think they could get back on track and start to get things going. And like I said, it just takes a little bit for OG. If he could find his 3-point shot once again, he's doing for some big games because he cuts to the hoop a lot. He's amongst the league leaders in dunks this season where he's getting easy baskets. But he just hasn't been the same over the last couple weeks, where he landed on that surgically repaired elbow from last season on a dunk and then fell hard on it. So I think OG is not 100% right now. But like I said, once he gets out of the slump and gets things going. I believe his numbers go back up once he's 100% healthy. So that's a few forwards I look to buy and trade for week 12 of the fantasy basketball season.